Are you looking at the way they vote, or are you looking at their heart? We're going to get into it. Hi, I'm Joe. Welcome back. This is the Ultimate Love Letter. Thank you for joining the conversation. Are you looking at their heart? Are you able to see the essence of who they are? Or are you being distracted by their political reviews? That is the question. And I said reviews, but I meant their political views. When we become distracted in a world that strives to keep us separated, and distracted is keeping us divided by fighting, by judging, by shunning out the very people that God perhaps sent into our life to offer us peace, to offer us kindness, to offer us friendship. But we simply can see nothing else but the rage of who they're quote unquote voted for. I'm here to tell you, friend, you are a part of the problem. And it is time for us to step into our discernment so that we will not miss an opportunity that God is sending by way of these individuals simply because we can't get over who they have chosen politically. And I'm really speaking to my believers on this one. The believers in something higher than ourselves, the believers in love, the believers in living according to God's grace, the believers in living uprightly. I'm here to tell you, if you can't get over the fact that your neighbor voted the opposite way of you, your neighbor who has lived next to you for 50 years, the neighbor who has brought you, holiday gifts every year, the neighbor who watches your dogs and your cats when you're away, the neighbor who gives you a heads up when they see someone lurking around your neighborhood, the neighbor who stands up for you. But then as soon as you find out they voted a way you didn't, all of a sudden they're the evil one. I'm here to tell you, you are playing politics. And you are the problem. God is asking us to look at the heart of every individual. God is asking us to see the essence. And we're able to see the essence when we use our discernment. Our discernment is showing us what it is to know about every individual. And I get it. We live in a world where, perhaps you didn't vote for, if you're in the States, you didn't vote for the person you have in office, or maybe you did. But if you didn't vote for him, and then you have friends, family, coworkers who did, then if we're not paying attention, perhaps we'll get distracted by who they voted for and forget the kindness, the love that this individual has extended to us the entire time we've known them. And all of a sudden we begin to align them 100% with the values of this political party that you either did or did not vote for. I'm here to tell you that you are not using your discernment. Perhaps you're using your thinking mind. Those who live in grace, those who live aligned with God, will begin to take on the spirit of God. And what does God do? He looks at the heart of everyone. He really doesn't look at what religion you say you belong to. He doesn't look at who you quote unquote subscribe to. Like, for instance, perhaps it's someone who is 100% kind, 100% generous, someone who's living 100% in integrity, but yet they're not aligned with, Christianity, for instance. They call their God a tree. Or maybe you're Jewish. And then if you have a friend that's Christian, then perhaps if we're not paying attention, then we can blame each other and say, well, you're not going to enter into the kingdom of God because you call your God this. Or he's not going to enter into the kingdom of God because he doesn't believe in any God at all. I'm here to tell you, in all scenarios, what resonates deeply with me, and I've asked God this, God has brought me back to the one thing that he is always saying, I'm looking at everyone's heart individually, and only he can judge. And now I'm speaking from a place of experience, as I have been drawing closer to God, I know that I'm taking on God's spirit, and I'm looking at the heart of everybody else. I'm not looking at the way you're voted. I'm not looking at who you call your God. I'm looking at the way you make me feel. Have you been kind to me, or have you been cruel? Have you been non-judgment, or have you been judging? Have you been generous, or have you been a taker? That's what I'm looking at. I could care less which way you voted. That tells me nothing. Those of us who are simply accepting people into our life or shunning people out of our life based on who they supported politically, I am here to tell you, perhaps your friend that you're shunning out, perhaps that could be someone that God sent to be a resource, to be an advocate for you, to bless you. But you can't see the blessing because you are so fixated on the surface. Perhaps, and I know it's hard, maybe you think that the person we have in office right now is, whichever way you think about him, maybe you're thinking about, he's a racist and he's suppressing, a certain group of people. And so then perhaps you feel like anyone who supports him must be aligned 100% with those values. I'm here to tell you, you're looking at things black and white, because maybe they're not. Your friend, the one that you've loved for the last 30 years, have they ever appeared to be a racist to you? But yet they voted for this individual. Then all of a sudden, are you going to now just start assuming that they're racist? Well, maybe they're the same race as you. Now, what's your assumption? Might I turn your attention to Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The 4 Agreements, where he says one of the 4 agreements is assume nothing. There's a million ways, a million reasons why all of us vote the way we do. I'm here to tell you, I don't vote Democrat or Republican. I vote for the independent, and that's because I believe we need a complete revolution of the system. I have serious concerns with both parties, Democrat and Republican. And no one in my life votes the same way as me. But if I'm playing politics, then that means I would have shunned out everybody in my life. But thank God I'm far more wiser than that. I see the essence of everyone. I can see the truth in my friends who voted for the Republicans, and I can see the truth in my friends and family who voted for the Democrats. Neither of them can, or a few of them can see the reason why I vote for the independent, but I'm a visionary. So, not many people can see what I see. But that's okay. I'm looking at the essence of everybody. You can't tell me my friends that voted Republican are racist. Oh no, they've been loving me forever. They pull up whenever I'm in need. They're the first ones at my door. They're showing me kindness. They're showing me love and generosity. And you can't tell me my friends and my family that vote Democratic, don't have my best interest, because absolutely not. Whenever I call them, they're there for me. But the distraction, the way the world, the way they, quote unquote, they, perhaps the government, they want us to view each other is just like that. They want to keep us fighting. They want to keep us distracted. They want to keep us separated. Are you falling for it? Or are you looking at the heart of everyone? If we are still not looking at the heart of every individual, we are missing perhaps the greatest opportunities of a lifetime. If you're simply saying, well, if this person supports this individual, then they must be 100% like them, you are still not using your discernment. Are they 100% like them? Or could it be possible that they're aligned with certain values and not 100% of the values? Everyone, if they're being honest, everybody would see the benefits of both sides, Democratic and Republican. And if you're even more open, you can see the side of the independent as well. Everybody really wants a blend. That's that balance. So perhaps we start looking at things like that. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, your church leaders, the people that you have grown to love, that you know got your back. But perhaps there's a division, a separation on the way that you guys are seeing things politically. Can you put politics aside and just look at the essence of who they are? Or are you ready to dump friends and loved ones and family and colleagues simply because the way they chose to vote? If they do, you are playing politics. And perhaps your friend, perhaps you are not worthy of your friend. Because perhaps your friend who has voted the opposite has no problem with you, but you have a problem with them. Well, if that's the case, I am telling you, perhaps you're not worthy of their friendship. It's time for us to not look at the surface. It's time for us to start stepping into our discernment. You know how you do that? Go meditate. Go sit with your breath. Then as you come out of that breath and that stillness, sit with God. Ask God to show you what's true about everyone. Are the people you've been loving and living next to and who've been doting on you, you've been doting on them? Is there a separation now? Have they all of a sudden turned wicked because who they voted for? Or is it the same person, but you're just viewing things differently? Are you wise or are you not? Is really what I want to say. Wisdom doesn't just see black and white. Wisdom sees beyond the surface. They see underneath to the root. They're tapped in with the way they feel when they're in everyone's presence. This person who you've loved for the last 40 years, who makes you feel included, who makes you feel worthy, who loves on you. But oh no, the moment you realize they voted different from you, all of a sudden they're evil. All of a sudden you can't be around them. All of a sudden they're trying to suppress you like the very candidate they voted for. That's black and white. There's a big gray area here. God is asking for us individually to live in that gray area. Your discernment will help you navigate it. It's time to step in to the wisdom. Step in to the truth of what God is showing you. Step in and don't be a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution. Don't be distracted by the division of politics. Be brought together by the power of love. Thank you so much for joining this convo. Until next time, love yourself and love others. We'll talk again real soon. Bye for now.